folks, this is Shera and welcome to the video. This is actually the first time I've recorded since moving to the new apartment. It won't be much of a difference for you folks, but it is the first up-to-date recording I've done so far, so, you know, that's a little bit of a difference. So I want to just say I did my best on this. There is legitimately no wood paneling that technically matches that. So if you ignore that tiny little strip up there, it actually looks pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't do anything to that up there yet. I don't know if they'll ever let us do so. So this is the first time I played this profile in a while, so let's see. What do we have to do? This is a... Let me start here, because this one's a long job. So let's start with Hedwig Joyce, Bands in the Garden. Good morning. I am writing you on a matter of great importance. You see, I am an elderly. You see, I am an old lady and I need your help. My husband and I left the house for 2 months. We had a great time in the sanatorium. Unfortunately, during that time, some shady company visited our garden a couple of times. They made a terrible mess. Those vandals left cans and bottles all around our backyard. Also, those horrible scribbles on the walls, I cannot stand them. As if this wasn't bad enough, our crops were eaten out. It feels so sad to look at my little vegetable garden now. The nettles themselves have remained. Luckily, they also did not destroy the flower beds. In the first place, you had to take care of the beer cans and mow the lawn. Additionally, I want to ask you to plant some fruit trees around. Yours faithfully, Hedwig Joyce. Now, it's funny. Nowadays, a lot of folks associate the term sanatorium with being, you know, like an asylum, essentially. But that's not really what they were intended as. Sanatoriums were originally created for... They're sort of thought of as health... places to go for your health. Specifically, they were... A big part of what made them popular, or at least common, was TB, tuberculosis. Because you basically went to those... You're not going to cooperate, are you? Okay, so you basically went to those places seeking wellness. And a lot of times with folks with stuff that they needed to be kept apart from others for, like TB and smallpox, you sort of went with the understanding that you probably weren't going to survive. It's pretty sad, actually. But sanatoriums, they don't really deserve, that term doesn't deserve the negative connotation it gets in this day and age. It legitimately just started as a place for sick folks to go, and later on there were organizations like the Sands from, I think it was John Kellogg. He was the brother of the guy who founded the Kellogg Company. John Kellogg was a creep who liked to, well, let's just say he was a creep with a history of genital mutilation. He was very anti-sex and basically everything, really into enemas. He ran this health spa that they eventually just took to calling the Sands. That one was more of what you would see in today's health spas, like the cleanses and enemas and all the stuff that a lot of alternate health places like to boast now. But at any rate, sanatoriums, the term is interchangeable. A lot of folks think they're asylums because of the association in media, but also because of the name, sanity, like sanatorium. The truth is that's not where the name came from. It came from sanitation. It's supposed to be a clean place for you to go and get well. They popped up really aggressively in the 17 through 1800s to deal with TB and among other things. I recommend listening to the Sawbones episodes on the matter. They're not really a thing in the US anymore, or at least, well, they are a thing, but they're not spoken of they're not called sanitariums here because that has a negative connotation. They're just called like health spas or retreats. Which, you know, I'm all for folks taking care of themselves, but a lot of the alternative medicine in this day and age is just nonsense. Yeah, this is a lot of beer cans and such. This does look like a cute little backyard. Oh yeah, so another reason why sanitariums got a bad name was the sanitarium that, whatchamacallit? That, what's his face, with Cthulhu and all that jazz. Lovecraft, that writer, with him making, Arkham. There were, the real sanitarium that was based on was originally started to be like a state-of-the-art, I forget the exact name of the real-life version. It was created to be a state-of-the-art sanatorium where folks could go for all kinds of different healing. And, like, it was meant to be, like, just a really healing, everybody was really, like, jazzed about it. And because it was state-of-the-art, and it, like, they had a really good, architect work on it and everything else. Unfortunately, this was, I think, the 1800s, or 1900s. I think from one to the other, at any rate. It just went downhill very quickly because the state wasn't providing the aid they needed, which means they were slowly forcing more and more people to be taken care of by fewer and fewer nurses and other medical professionals with no access to anything they needed. And in the 1800s to the 1900s, I mean, that's kind of why that was the peak of lobotomies and stuff like that. It was just a desperate measure to... I mean, you would have, like maybe a team of 10 nurses taking care of thousands of patients. It was just a high point for the awful treatment of the mentally ill. And you wouldn't just have mentally ill folks in these places either. There were, you know, folks that were physically ill, like with TB, or we didn't have smallpox if we're talking past a certain point in time. But yeah, you had folks that were physically ill, you had alcoholics, you had people with hysteria, which of course is a fake. It's not real. Sawbones does a great deal about it, but hysteria was just a term for, it was a catch-all term for behaviors that folks didn't like in women. In the old days, they thought it was legitimately, because your uterus was running around your body like crazy. Because it, hyster is the same root word for, you know, hysterectomy. So, hysteria, it's the same, it's because it's referring to the uterus. Anyway, up until, like, was it the 70s? Or the 60s, you could still be put into an asylum, well, not even just, sorry, a sanitarium, or an asylum, for having hysteria. It didn't really get out of the out of official the list of things that can be prescribed. It wasn't out of that until actually relatively recently. It's pathetic. It's just another way of that folks discriminating against the mentally ill, or folks that, or, you know, minorities, or women, or folks that are women-shaped anyway. Anyway, sorry about that rant. I listen to a great deal of Sawbones, and medical history interests me, and you just got caught up in one of my tangents. I apologize. I should probably focus on the video game now. Which, this is a cute little backyard, I will say. Oh. I'm glad that this little ghost vision shows me the bottles that I missed. Thank you, that is unintentional but extremely convenient. It can be hard to see with all this high grass. Doo-doo. Now, see, these ones are obviously, these ones that are blue I can't touch, but if I go too close to these, it kills them. So I don't know if these count as if those things counted as weeds or whatnot. Ah, well, not super important. Let me... Thank you, but I'm not done yet. There's at least one piece of trash per the thingamajig left. Where it is, I'm not certain. That's good, so it's just... Oh! Wrong button. Alright. Well... Let's go... Anything I need to do in this area? Just... Oh yeah, the trash might yet... Here I am thinking that the lawn only encompassed that back area, but it encompasses this too, so the trash might be out front still. So... It's actually been a little bit since I played this game, so my apologies. Since I recorded the last of the episodes, which will be up, the first 20 or so episodes were recorded at the end of 2020, which I've put in the notes of like every video, so they're a little outdated. This is the first one I'm recording in 2021, and the first one I'm recording after I started uploading these videos. For those of you who have been watching, because you're my friends and being supportive, I greatly appreciate it. If anyone who doesn't already know me came across these videos, I hope you like them and that you have fun with them. Whoa, did I just... Yep, I just clicked into the wall. Cool. Neat. See, those must have counted as weeds because they just went down. Which is odd because those nettles, the ones that... See, like this one? The ones that won't let me get rid of, those clearly do not count as weeds because they're not taken down by the mower, and the system, the thingy won't let me sell them because it's acting like they're actual flowers. But you know, thistles are nice. I'm assuming those are thistles at any rate. Okay. So, alrighty. What is this? What is this black? This black mark. Oh. Yep. Okay. Can be hard to see those on these white this white pavement tiles. Ah. Yay! Or that's one weed. Says I've got some more to take out of. Trying to get the cleanup done prior. Yep, all you guys do indeed count as weeds. It's just a shame because they're pretty. They look like lupins. Am I thinking of the correct flower? think so. Okay. Alright, so they're not having us replant anything in here. It's a shame, because that would be kind of fun. So let's start here. Gala! Yes, yes. You're a taller friend. You two are baby friends. Oh, so one nice thing about my move, and I moved within the same city, but there's more burbs here. I can hear them more often, which makes me extremely happy. My old apartment was, well, technically I was on the 7th floor, so I'm sure there are birds around, you just can't hear them on the 7th floor. I miss wild apple trees. I think I mentioned in one of my early videos that the folks who had owned the land before me had put a bunch of different apple trees in there. There was this one enormous crab apple tree that was like 4 stories tall, maybe. And then you got the domesticated, is that the correct word? Like the basic apple trees that were only like 2.5 stories at most. Alright, so there's that one. That's a table. I'm gonna be a basic bitch and go after the same aesthetic I always do. Which technically does match the light wood here. Well, match, quote unquote. It's less egregiously mismatching than had I chose an odd color. So that's that. This whole section here is trees? Yes. Trees. Sorry if I'm being quiet. I got out of work not long ago, so I'm a little brain dead. Okay, let's see. 6K. Nice. Yeah. I like these simple outdoor jobs. They're, you know, simple and easy. And satisfying. I'm debating at some point soon moving my character out of this little hovel here into a house, but I think I'll have to find one that I like first. So that's, you know, we did one job, and that's long enough for this video. So I'll pop into a new video. I'll pop into a new video and a new job in a couple moments here. So, thank you for coming. Please make sure to take care of yourselves and each other. And until we talk again, take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.